Yeah. So I'm pretty happy having the idea of the long neck and burrowing. I'm going second. And with the 1, if I actually play the long neck, put up a second species, I can potentially starve people out if they're not playing really large numbers of food. Yeah, I don't really want to lose the long neck, so I am going to borrow it. With a 1, I think I should, rather than hoping that there's 5 around. Also, it just looks like it might be defended by like climbing Morning Call or something. Makes it a bit less likely for the people after me to make carnivores, because this looks like it's got 2 body size, so being big is a bit hard, and this looks like it's got symbiosis. This guy was last. Putting up the fertile doesn't actually, like, look like it could be something else to anyone, so he could have just left that one in his hand. Well, this is pretty happy. I can actually use the fat tissue here with some body size and get the symbiosis long neck over this side. Setting that up right now would use all of my cards, so I'm just going to put in the fat tissue. It'll let me gather 1 more food this round, and then next round I can see about actually being able to create a species, increase the body size, put down the symbiosis long neck in cooperation, and hope this one is still alive. Again, looks like it could be a warning call. I don't like how much food is here with this guy having a fertile. But because I was going first this turn, I couldn't risk just putting that out as a new species, which I would have preferred. I'm also busy eating some breakfast right now, so I may be a bit less talkative than usual. I'm a little confused about what those might be with our 3 population on the long neck. So yeah, this can just eat this. Kind of unfortunate for me. But I didn't really have any options that would have defended them both. Maybe playing the hard shell would have been safe. I was just really hoping that, you know, they'd think maybe this is a warning call. Yeah, I did it with the one that I needed to. So in this case, as much as he has to attack me, this is just letting these guys who have species available. Fertiles, there's a scavenger here, so this fertile's even more powerful now. Just letting them kind of run away with the game. And yeah, there was so much food available and he was last. There was not really any need to play cards as carnivore and body size. He could have just thrown it all out as species. This could have been a carnivore. I would have doubted it. Cool, so I'm going to save this ambush because we've got warning calls on 2 players. Given the carnivore, I'd love to save the scavenger. But right now, I don't think there's really room to. So I'm just going to get the scavenger fat tissue to make the species, add the body size, and put down the symbiosis. Because I'm playing last, if this guy removes the carnivore, I'll consider, not doing the body size or the symbiosis. Right now, I'd love to be able to put a second population on this. It's just not going to happen this turn. If I'd still had the extra card from the extra species, that's probably where it would have gone. Yeah, I think if this is removed, maybe even better than a population, I'll just put up another species out here. Actually, with the Longneck Corporation here, if I get a cooperation to put up instead of this fat tissue at some point, this side would be the better place. But he's just going to have this carnivore that can't eat. So yeah, you got to be really careful when spending cards on carnivores. It doesn't help to get you ahead unless you are eating when other people aren't, which wasn't happening here. These guys are going fine. Or you're really dragging down the person who is in first. And all he hit was me, who was sitting here doing almost nothing. So I'm not putting the corporation up right now because this is going to be full from the long neck and the fat tissue already. That's actually not quite true. There's going to be 1 extra space in the fat tissue. So I will put the cooperation up. Again, this also can't attack me, so that's good. Nor can it attack anything, so pretty much this guy is the one who's winning the whole game right now, because there's heaps of food for him. Oh, okay, one of them will get to attack the horns, and if this one does, it doesn't go extinct, so... If this one does attack, it goes extinct, and this one goes extinct. So yeah, if H4N1 doesn't attack this right now, if I were JBrad, there's way too much food here. I would just take this because this is dying either way. And it makes this die. Rather than letting it survive to see another day. Which also means, as H4N1, I'd just be attacking this to get the 1 food because it's the only one you can get. So slightly annoying that there's still going to be a carnivore on the table and it's going to be going last next turn. I'm happy that all these guys lost something. The fertile would be great if I thought I could use it effectively. Looks like I'm not getting my carnivore up at all, so I don't really need the ambush. Because this is pack hunting, it makes trying to use a defensive herding a tough choice. So I'd love to do something involving like getting a species up. I'm not sure which side. It's got, scavenger, defensive herding, fertile, and enough population. With the cooperation, I'd kind of like it over here, because I can make room for food here. There's just no good way that I can do that and guarantee space with this. So right now, you can definitely push this to 2. It's going to get 2 forever. Yeah, I just have to be really wary here because as soon as this guy's drawn an ambush, he can pretty happily, or a climbing, he can pretty happily actually turn this into something rather than going away from carnivore. So yeah, making a 3rd species, much too dangerous. If he didn't have pack hunting out already, I would have considered not putting that there and making the defensive herding fertile. Probably not scavenger just yet. I think there's still enough food available. Speaking of there being enough food available, this is going to be full immediately. So I'd just like to be able to take a little bit more out of the watering hole because, you know, this fertile's going crazy. This guy's got double long neck as well. So yeah, I'll just wait and cooperate 2 out. So I expect that this is another defensive trait. Like maybe it's a climbing, which I'd feel wary about because somebody would be wanting to attack it if it's climbing. Maybe it's a hard shell. Again, I'd be worried because this has already got pack hunting. So, not really sure. It could just be like the horns. The other problem maybe is that this symbiosis is no longer working. So if this does, if it's got ambush, this is a really easy target. It's got 4, he can just push this to 4 population, add ambush, and he can eat this twice. There's absolutely no way it's defended, except for this warning call, and possibly this warning call. In terms of, yeah, things to do here, I've got this cooperation, which, another reason not to put the long neck there. If I can defend it, the long neck's better here. Which is a good point, so I'll just put the fertile in here, maybe get some growth going. For at least this turn, and if everyone's as crazy as they are, maybe next turn. So this does not have 3 body size to attack with. Whoops. So it won't be able to attack this. It also doesn't have ambush. It can't even attack this at 1/1. So I'm not sure if he planned for one of his own species to be okay. So even horns is great because he only has 1 population, but no, he's just going to end up hitting this. Or this apparently, because it's completely undefended. I guess he was worried about going with the population because he didn't know if he would be able to hit this. Yeah, so I've played a lot of this game and I'm just not used to the amount of food that some people put in the online game. Typically have much drier games than this happening. So yeah, this guy's eating everything that he can and not on the scavenger, makes sense. He'll get 1 food from the scavenger when he eats with the carnivore. Personally, I'm not sure if I would have taken the food on the one that was going to die. I would have just put it into the fat tissue. Give you a chance to, you know, use burrowing or something with it. Cool, so given that I do actually have this carnivore here now, making like a 3 body size carnivore over here is tempting. Making a new one so I can do a symbiosis warning call on it would be nice. but I don't think I'm going to do either of those things. So yeah, one of my important questions to ask here is A, should I trust that he won't be able to... That was curious. Ambush. Interesting that when I'm mousing over that empty slot it's showing ambush. Yeah, I'll try to remember to clip this at the end of the game and show that to Dan and ask about it. Because if that's showing, everything is just showing ambush, because I think that's what I looked at. Yeah, that's interesting. That was what I put in here. Is it even the same one? No, it doesn't show a number, because it's already trying to show me a trait here rather than that. Yeah, so that's very curious. So again, this is completely undefended, and this guy absolutely knows it this time. It's not going to gain from the fertile, but it means he can just push up to 4 population, eat that. He knows he's going to get 2 food on this. Yeah, so that's just really easy mode over here. If it's carnivores and you're not defending, it's not very helpful. You just let him eat. So again, defensive herding, not helpful right now. I would love to get this going and actually have it defended, so I think that's what I'm going to do. Go with the symbiosis chain. I'll save the intelligence. Helpfully, this one's got fat tissue, so the cost of the symbiosis chain at least lets me fit a little bit more in. I put in the -2. I might get to eat 2 here, that'd be good. That'll get this on 1, this on 2, and this on 2 in the fat tissue again. Let me push it up to 3 population next time. I could push it to 3 population right now. That might be worth it. Still be burrowed from the long neck. So I'm still going early next round, so I'll get to eat. I wonder what this is. It could just be an intelligence. I hope this is an ambush carnivore. Yeah, carnivores without ambush just don't seem like a good idea right now. You want to take this guy down. He has added an intelligence. He might just kill this because it's a really good species. Yeah, but he'd probably just take the free eat. That's, I'm not even sure why he put the intelligence up when you know this is free. Seems like a waste. So yeah, hopefully this goes extinct, this goes extinct. But now that I know that's an intelligence, if I don't lose it this turn, definitely want to add population to this. This guy's going to get heaps on his carnivore thanks to this, so 1, 2, 3 attacks. 4 even, basically guaranteed. He only can fit 3. These 2 are losing out on 1 each. This had a bit in the fat tissue before. This is going extinct from people eating it anyway, probably just because it's an efficient eat. This is going extinct. That one's not going extinct. It's got a scavenger corporation, so yeah, this guy's in a pretty good spot right now. And this guy made a carnivore, which just fed into this guy rather than really hampering him. That was an interesting choice when this was free. I think it is his biggest competition right now. He still gets to eat twice over here, so this guy's still going to fill up everything. And that was just dumb. He should have eaten this. This species had a food. You want to get rid of it. Cool. So, it'd be great if I could actually use that cooperation. I basically definitely can't. I don't actually need this fat tissue anymore. I've got a foraging I can use instead. So with the foraging, I can pretty much just put this up to 6 population. this one needs to be on 2, so I'll put this one on 3. You know what? This is mainly so that people don't eat me as much. I doubt that I'm really going to fill this extra population wherever I put it. So I'll put it on this one just to make this harder to extinct. Sure, they both need to be attacked twice. This one's a bit more filling when people attack it. That's a good point. Maybe I'll make it on this one. People who actually need population for the final turn want to attack this one more than this one. So we'll go with that. But yeah, no, this guy didn't attack this, so he just got all the cards he needed. He's got Scavenger set up, so again, attacking without an ambush, I think was just a terrible idea. But yeah, and from this guy attacking me early, because it was his only option, I was pretty set behind from these guys who were already ahead. It cost him too many cards, and then everything of his failed as well. And once I'm done with my feeding this turn, I am also going to go and try and clip that bug I was seeing for Dan. Should probably start doing that now. I should have just hit it when I saw it. So he got rid of the intelligence, he got rid of the carnivore. He made a carnivore that this one can still just eat. Wow, this guy added the climbing, yep, makes sense. Just being able to take out one of these completely. Like feeds all of his everything has scavenger here except this one. This is in the bag for this guy. I shouldn't have another turn. I'm not sure if it's actually possible for me to go and see the video while I'm in the middle of recording it, other than the little bit I just had to try and make a clip. Yeah, it really doesn't matter which of these this guy extincts, as long as he extincts one of them. I think they would have probably both had the same amount of hungry population beforehand. Yes, that guy won by a lot. Yeah, this is why you defend when people make carnivores. Somehow still actually came second. Given how much nothing I had for most of that game, and how much people just gave this guy the win, that's pretty reasonable.